Hey loves, so I wanted to share three statements that will set your power free. These are three statements that I've taken a long time to learn. They're super simple and they relieve me, they pull me out of dramas, they help me set unapologetic boundaries without even half the time knowing that I'm doing them. And they've been crucial for resolving anxiety because where anxiety comes from is a lot of dispersion, confusion, entanglement, feeling out of control, feeling manipulated and from the inside and the outside. These three statements have helped me tremendously. I'm going to share them with you now. So the first one is for me. So it's not a statement in of itself. You can think of it as an addendum to your statements. What it looks like is saying something instead of saying, that person is toxic. You say, that person is toxic for me. No, that is not right. That is not right for me. And that little addition of the statement, what it does actually is really powerful. It pulls you out of, well, it does two things. It pulls you out of power. It pulls you out of power dynamics, out of the power struggle, out of the, coming into polarity with something, someone, needing to define what it is, especially if it's not, if it's defining it as something that's not good. It can pull you out of that. And, even if you think you're right, we usually can't see all the nuance of everything. It is impossible to really say, often, 100%, beyond a shadow of the doubt, who someone is or isn't, what something is or isn't. There's a lot of assumptions in there. But what you can always say is what it is for you, how it shows up in your life for you. And what that does, in addition to pulling you out of the power dynamic or the power struggle, is it also, very importantly, brings you back to the specificity of what is for you and what is not for you. It brings it back to a place where the issue is not outside of you. It's not about what this or that person or this situation is, what's really happening, what you see, this whole kind of entangled parade of things in front of you. It brings you back to the core place of power and also where a level of peace and intimacy with yourself is, which is specificity around what is for you and what is not for you, and maintaining that as the most important thing. That's what you're trying to understand. You're not trying to understand, in fact, you may never be able to understand all the ins and outs of all the people, all the ins and outs of all the things, but you can know what is for you and what is not for you. So the first statement is for you, for me. That person is toxic for me. What does that do? It means you're not creating a picture of that person. You're not stepping in to their business interpretation of who and what they are. You're just saying this, that, whatever is toxic for me, or whatever you're saying for me. And it brings energy back to you where you actually have the right of power here. When it's about what is for you, it's unquestionable, right? I know it's for me or it's not for me. That's my business. I'm the only one who can really know that, and that's the truth. Very different from sharing your opinions or engaging in a way that's polarized, where there's all sorts of places that power and that authority and that knowing can be manipulated or questioned, right? So for me is the first statement. The second one is, I'm not available for that. So it's like, it's such a simple statement, but in its simplicity and in the neutrality of it, it's extremely powerful. I'm not available for that. Oh, you want to talk this over for the 50th time? You want to, you know, gossip about this person with me? You want to, whatever. I'm not available for that. It's not a pushing away, but it is a clear boundary. It's saying clearly, I'm not available. And again, what that does is bring you back to the awareness that your energy is your own, your time, your resources, your mental energy, your thoughts, your mind, all of it's your own, and you decide what you're available for and what you're not. Again, not because of what this or that is outside of you or believing yourself to engage in a bunch of interpretations or opinions. More staying here and just in that, I'm not available for that. I'm not available for that. It's just, it holds a measure of, I've got myself and I'm here and I have every right to be here, but it's not inflated. There's a neutrality in it. So you're finding in that statement, I'm not available for that. It's essentially just no. But it's a no in this place that is really just a statement of what you're available for. And it puts, if something outside of you is asking something of you or coming towards you with something, and you say you're not available for it, it puts the question out there. If you're not available for it, is there anywhere to go with that? There's something more neutral and more freeing in it even than no. Right? So I'm not available for that. It's amazing in relationship. It's amazing in intimate relationship. The third statement, I don't know. So this statement, I don't know. We talk about this piece a lot in Her Mystery School, particularly in the month of Dark Mother, when we befriend the unknown. But what that statement is a statement of power, if you let it be one. So it has the potential to be a statement of, I don't know, disorientation, and I'm not willing to listen to myself, therefore I don't know. Or I'm not willing to say what I know, or to state my belief, or to hold my boundaries, so I'll just say I don't know. That is all wishy-washy, right? But I don't know, when it's the truth, is an extremely powerful statement. When you don't know, just say that. I don't know. What's the answer to this issue? I don't know. Do you want to date this person, or do you want to let someone intimately into your life? I don't know. All the many choices and urgencies that come. If you can allow yourself to not know when you don't know, there's incredible power in it. And when it's true, it's powerful. And what that means is it's that when you don't know and you can rest in that, you can not fill it up with false knowing or a rushed decision, then you actually sit in the field of deep listening, of truth, and of potential, where what you do know can come to the surface. A lot of times, I don't know is just a way of being truthful about there needs to be a pause here until I do know, right? So I don't know as a statement of power, starting to befriend the unknown, because it's the place of pause. It's the place of emptiness. It's the moment before what you do know becomes really clear. If you do not fill your life with certainties that aren't really certainties, with urgencies that make you act before you're ready, and come into comfort, see it as a place of nourishment, the place where you don't know, and rest in it, luxuriate in it, then your knowing will come to the surface, and then then you know what you know. And then you're starting to guide your life from a place that knows where it's going and isn't just kind of filling in the discomfort and pushing itself along. So those three statements, they are simple, but there are some rock solid personal power principles behind them. They have actually helped me tremendously to pull out. It's not just about pulling out of the external circumstances. What they do is they return me to residency here. A kind of responsibility for my own energy, a kind of responsibility and caretaking of my own power, my own energy reserves, my own mind, my own heart, that really does actually bring simplicity to life. It does make things more clear. It does make it easier for me to feel unapologetic about the way that I move through the world, because there's a way that we will be apologetic on some level if we are casting projections onto other people, if we're pushing away, if we're rushing into things and letting ourselves be manipulated. It is very different to take these little statements and make them the addendums that they are, and let them very simply just make that tiny shift in where we're centered, what we're actually choosing in a given moment. When you use these three statements, what you're choosing is authenticity. What you're choosing is what's real, what you can get behind, and what you can be unapologetic about. That is not right for me. I'm not available for that. I don't know. Blessed be.